can begin now, huh? All right, let's get into it right away. First definition, bless you. First definition for today is a point. I really don't know how to define that for you. That's the best I could have. It's got no thickness, width, or length. It's just kind of there. You've seen a point before, I'm sure. My concern is not that you know how to. That's awful. I just use the pen. Just so you know how to name a point, because I just can't leave a point hanging there without a name. So we name it with a capital letter. So in this case, this is point P for me. All right, point P. So I name it with any capital letter. Now, what happens if I string a bunch of points together right next to each other? All these points right next to each other, I end up forming what's called a line. Okay? Those are a series of points that extend in opposite directions without end. That is why it is so important to make sure when we talk about a line, I put arrows on them that show me they go in infinite directions. Okay? Now, what did we just mention? What's on the line? Infinite points. So let's show some points right now on that line. Point A, B, and let's throw on point C. Now, how do I name that? Okay, because I just can't call it a line anymore when I know points are on there. One way? Okay, I could call it line ABC. Other ways I could call it. CBA. You guys are using all 3 points. Bare minimum, 2. So I could also call this line CB. And they don't have to go in order either. I could call this line BA. All right? But I don't want to have to write this darn word every single time. There's got to be a symbol that I can use that gets it done pretty quicker. And there is. There we go. Symbol? It's a mini line. That's all it is. It's a mini line. Here you go. Line, and then what's one way we named it? ABC? Sure, ABC. But I did say bare minimum, how many points did you need? 2, right? So I could also name this BA. Or, this is very common in your textbooks. You'll see a line with no points on it. Instead, what you'll see is a lowercase letter next to one of the arrows. So I could also call this line M. That's the only instance where you're allowed to use one letter. Okay, as if it's named by one of the arrows. Okay, so be prepared for that in your textbook. They love to do that. You guys have any questions there? Naming a line. Bare minimum, how many points? 2, bare minimum. Unless you got that letter next to it, then you can call it that way. All right, so I got a point, I got a line, and then what comes next is flip. Anybody just see that? Just flip, like a book page, whatever you want to call it. All right, you think I'm joking? It's going to come into play here probably the end of this week. All these transitions that we're doing, that you know the names of them, you'll see why. All right, later on this week. Plane. Now, if you look at the definition, a flat surface that extends in all directions endlessly. I can't draw that. Everyone, I can't draw that. Something that goes endlessly in all directions. So what you could think of a plane is sheet of paper. All right, that's how I think of a plane, sheet of paper. Inside this plane, you could have points, you could have lines. All right, I'm just going to put some points inside. D, E, F. I'll put a G there. You'll see why. All right, so how do I name a plane? With a line, it was bare minimum of what? 2 points. For a plane, 3 points. But listen, whoa! It can't be any 3 points. Ready for the condition? It's got to be 3 points that do not form a line. You need to pick 3 points off my plane right now that if I connected them will not form a straight line. And unfortunately, I'm sorry for you guys, but there is no symbol for plane. So yes, we do have to write out the word plane. There is no symbol. So anybody got a name for this plane? D, E, F. Fine. If I take D, E, and F, they are certainly not going to form a line. Can I call it plane EFG? No. Based on where I've put them there, it looks like it's going to form a straight line. Can it be more than 3? Yes. But bare minimum, it's got to be 3 points that points cannot form a line. All right. Second way to name a plane. Second way. Remember there was a second way to name the line if I had that little lowercase letter next to the arrow? Well, sometimes in your textbook, specifically, you will see a capital letter somewhere in the corner. All right, so if I throw a B there, I could also name this plane B. Okay? As you can see in the plane down below or on your next page there. Okay? Everyone all good? Naming a line, a plane, and a point. Because right now, you and your partner right now are going to go through and see if you can do some on your own with the correct symbols. All right, so flip over your page there. You guys have question numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3 ask you to name something for me with the correct notation. And then number 4, you're going to draw your own diagram for me. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes, you and your partner, if you want to discuss it. Also, you and your partner may overhear another pair working, and they may have different answers than you, but you're both correct. Because there's so many different ways to name lines and planes. First one, give me a line containing point X. A lot of different names you could have for it, but any line containing point X. 12, give me a line that contains point X. Line M, that's fine. And make sure we're starting to use the line symbols. Anybody else not call it line M? You called it something else other than line M? Did anybody use the points instead? Line XY, line XYR, line RY. A lot of different responses there. All right, next up, give me a line containing point Z now. Line containing point Z. Let's hear from 16. Line containing point Z. Line L. Yep. And just let's take a stop right here before I get to number 3, because you're going to see this a lot. Everyone see all of a sudden I drew a dotted line here. All right. What that is I have a plane with my line going through it. So if I put my pen through this piece of paper right now, that's what line L would be acting as. Okay, it's not actually sitting on the plane, it's going through it. So does everyone see that with the dashed line versus the solid? Solid line, it's actually on there, but the dash part's telling me that sucker's going through the plane. We okay there? All right, and how about a plane containing points W and R? What do you got for me? 4. Plane W, Y, I like it. Plane W, Y, R. How do I know that works? What do you know about W, Y, and R? They do not form a line. Could I have called it plane B? Fine. Fine. Or give me 3 other points that aren't on a line. You definitely cannot call it plane XYR. No good. All right, that's not good. They got to be 3 points that do not form a line. And how'd you guys do with 4? All right, I started a little bit. I cheated a little bit from period 1. First of all, plane Z. So somewhere in the corner here, we should have a capital Z rocking. That tells me it's plane Z. Somewhere in the corner. All right. I have line, ready? Here we go. Lines X and Y intersect. Okay. So I'll put that as X and that's Y. Does not have to match mine. But wherever your X and Y is, they should intersect at which point? V. So look at your line X and line Y. You should have them intersecting at a point, and you're calling that point V. And then there's the third line, which is line W that intersects X. And what point do they intersect at? line or point P. So I have X, I have W. They have to intersect at point P. Again, doesn't have to match yours, but it's got to follow these conditions up here. Anything going? How do you guys feel? Points, lines, and planes, because I'm going on to new vocab. Anything? Going. All right, moving on. Wipe. Everyone see it? Wipe? Okay, never mind. You'll get there. Collinear. I cringe every time I ask this question every year. Collinear. Tell me what word you see in the word collinear. Linear. I usually get that. Co. Good. Line. And then there's the kid that always says ear. Absolutely nothing to do with geometry. Yes, ear. You are correct. You got me there. You are correct. Ear. The word I was looking for there is line. All right. Collinear are points on the same line. All right. Collinear, points on the same line. So what I did here is I got 3 lines that intersect here. I got 2, and then I brought this third one here. And we're going to put a bunch of points on this line. That's a P. And here's what I'm going to ask for you. 3 points that are collinear. So points blank, blank, and blank are collinear. Three points. Now, I got to stress. You give me 2 that are, 1 that's not. No good. You're not a winner here. It's got to be all 3. 2 out of 3 doesn't cut it in this class. 3 out of 3. All right. All 3 have to be on the same line. All 3 for it to be collinear. All points on the same line. 3. 3 points on the same line. What do you got for me? Thank you. H, E, and D. All right. Now, what if they're not on the same line? We don't call them collinear. We call them non-collinear. So it seems kind of a waste of time to draw the same diagram. So I'm just going to say see above. Same question I'm going to ask you kids. Points blank, blank, and blank are non-collinear. Now, could you give me 2 points that are on the line and one's not? Yeah. All 3 together, though, aren't. Right? You can still give me, you don't have to give me a point from each line. You can give me 2 that are and one's not. Right? Because all 3 of them together are not on the same line. So what are you looking at here for me? Oh, let's hear from 13. Let's roll. P. What was the other one? D and G. Got it. Looks good to me. Good. We okay? Collinear versus non-collinear. All right. Now, what about coplanar? This might be new to many of you. Coplanar, points and lines in the same plane. Let's see how your drawing skills are. I need you to make a cube for me. Okay, let's talk. How many faces are there? Showing 6 faces, right? So you can think of each face as a plane. Okay, each face as a plane. All right, each of those 6 faces are planes. So let me start with the points first. So I need 3 points that are considered coplanar now. 3 points that are coplanar. Basically, 3 points that make up one of the 6 faces you told me there were. Right? Again, 2 out of 3 won't cut it. All 3 need to be on the same plane. So hopefully I detailed that enough for you. If not, I can re-explain. 4, back up again. A, B, C, unique. Thank you. A, B, C. Yep. And that would be the front plane right here. Showing. Okay, good. All right, now let's go to lines now. Ready? Can you give me 2 lines? Now I realize that I didn't put arrows on them. All right, I didn't want them to go on forever, so I shortened it a little bit so I could form the cube. But can you give me 2 lines that form one of those 6 planes? 2 lines that form one of those 6 planes. 29. Do we have a 29? Perfect. Okay, you guys are getting clever, huh? Risk takers. A, B, and DC. Good. And again, that forms that same plane, right? Again, could I have gone FD and DC? FD and DC, coplanar? I have some of you shaking your head yes and some shaking no. FD and DC. FD, DC. Doesn't it form that top plane right there? All right. Let me keep checking you here. What about GA and HB? Yes? Okay. How about FG and FD? So far, so good? All right, now I'm really going to get you. Okay, here's the problem. Some of you guys that are saying no, I understand because it's not part of one of the 6 that are showing. Everyone agree? It's not part of the 6 that are showing. But if I pull one of these here, here's DC, here's GH. Do we see the plane that cuts it through there? It's not showing, but it's there. So that answer right there would be yes, those are coplanar. All right. Most of the time on a diagram, yes, we go with what's showing, but I just want you guys to be aware, hey, take my cube here. Can I slice it diagonally? Connecting this edge right here and this edge? Absolutely. And that would form a plane inside. Okay? But most of the time, yes, you're going to go with what is showing. All right. To end it today, you guys are just going to, you know what I call that one? Clock. That's clock. Clock. Quickly, ready? So yeah, some of them are tough. Like I call that one a flip, I guess. Some of them definitely are distinct. Guys are good. Fade. Whoa, whoa, buddy. Flip again, yep. Page, that's like a reverse, because I got to go in reverse, but that's a page curl. Yep. Nope, nope. Pinwheel. 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 Yeah, that's an yeah, that's a favorite. Curtains. Swipe right. Swipe right, because I could go swipe left as well. Swipe right. Yep. Whoa, that's odd that it comes up because I have it on random. So fade. Yep. Come on, where's some new ones here? Page curl. There we go. Star. That's a favorite. Yep. We've gone through most of them except for the big one. Slide left. Yep. Star. Yep. The big one has not shown its face yet. There's pinwheels. Yep. I'll go through one more time. I'm surprised hasn't shown his face yet. Ooh, that's I don't know. From here, swing. We called it swing last year. Swing goes and then swings from the corner. Curl hasn't. I'm trying. You have no idea how tough this one is to get up. It's rare. Yep, star. Star, 2 in a row. God, I can't get it up. When it comes up, you'll know. Slide right. Ooh, spin. Yep, the spin. I got to keep going until I see it. Clock. Fade. Fade. Come on. Oh. There's one more that I think the book turn maybe. Slide right. That's not it, but Genie. That's Genie. Yep, like coming in. Genie, like the lamp. Come on, I need you here. I need it. Come on, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Side left, page curl. And again, all being recorded here too. Drop. Anybody just see that? Yeah. Drop. There's a new one. Come on. Oh, there he is. See that one right there? There he is, the Promethean man. How many slides did I just have to go through? How many? A ton. Yes? Everyone see it? A ton. So here it is. Since you guys seem pretty versed on the transitions, here's the rule for the entire year. He comes up, all right? He comes up 2 times in a row, cancel homework. He comes up, I will also allow you to guess as a class what the next slide transition is. So if it comes up him or your guess as a class, no homework for that night. No, we're good. But starting tomorrow, if he makes an appearance, as you can see, it's rare. It's rare. I probably had to go through, 30, 40 slides right there just to get him up. All right, but if he comes up, it's a game on. Okay? All right, let's finish this today. You guys have numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I want to make sure we're clear. This is faces that are shown, planes that are showing. Okay, so please just use this diagram that is showing. Don't go, well, these, if I connected these, that would be another plane. No, just the ones that are showing, please. All right, just the ones that are showing. All right, so please answers number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Using that diagram and the